Mr. Temperance, I'm Devotion. General Honor Grant sent me. He'd like to talk to you.
Strange kind of invitation, seeing how they're looking for me.
I thought I had observed all the formalities. Please forgive me. If you fear for your life, please understand that the General does not currently wish you any harm.
Now that's a relief. Are you sure you're normal?
I believe so. On the other hand, I'm only following the orders I've been given. Given your current situation, I suggest you go to him through the Tyrville Underground.
You sure got the right name, don't you? Devoted and calm as they come. Yeah, all right, I'll go.
And me? Am I invited too? I think you can come too. We didn't know Mr. Temperance had a companion. That explains why the invitation didn't mention you. Please forgive us. I think I'd like to go too.
Okay, let's go together then.
More questions?
And Devotion? You make her sound like your crony. Who are you exactly anyway, miss?
The General told you, I am his eyes and hands when there must be killing. He took me in before the war. I was only a child. Since then, I have been showing him my gratitude.
You can trust her as much as me. As long as you don't betray me, of course.
Greetings, Mr. Temperance. I've been ordered to see if you've thought things over.
It's not really a good time. One of my friends,
We know, so the General has a proposal for you. He can save the young man if you decide to work for him. The Technomancers aren't strong enough yet to counter his decisions. Join us and he'll live. On the other hand, I have to warn you that after saving him, we'll have to leave Shadowlair for a mission in Green Hope.
That's an interesting proposal. Can you remind me what it's all about again? What does the General expect from us?
The General wants you to join the group he wants to put together to stop the Technomancers from getting more power. In exchange for your help, and in particular for your participation in what he wants to do at Green Hope, he'll have the child freed.
I hope the General will keep his word. If he does, you can count on me. I'll go to Green Hope with you.
Why am I still alive? Where are you taking me? Please, I need to know. Are you taking me to a work camp? You know Roy? Temperance?
Forget it. Enjoy the trip.
There we are. Green Hope. You know, it's not that different from what I've seen in other places. The dusty old hydroponics farm, crumbling under the wind and the war. When you think of everyone who died here for this. I was kind of expecting something greener, less desperate, too.
There was a lot of fighting here during the war. Lots of the buildings were destroyed. It was probably a lot more like you pictured it before. But I don't think we should hang around. General Honor is waiting for us in the western part of the town. It doesn't look like it bothers you when you kill people. Doesn't it eat you up?
Coming from you, I find the question kind of surprising.
It's true. I've often killed for the General. And don't think I judge you for what you've done. I was just wondering how you felt about it. That's all.
I try not to get too emotional about it. If I let those people live, they might be a threat to us in the future. Better to kill them right away and not have to worry about it later.
Makes sense, of course. Thanks for explaining. What can I do for you?
I wanted to ask you.
I was born in Shadowlair and lived there most of my life. Even if since the war, I've been doing a bit of traveling, of course. But I was always a citizen of Aurora. What about you?
I was born in Shadowlair too. I basically grew up at the source and then ran away as soon as I could.
I see.
How'd you start working for the General? You're really young.
I crossed paths with the General when I was about 10. Took me on as a messenger, and as I got older, he gave me more and more things to do.
Are you and he lovers?
No, we never have been. The General has always been very respectful. But why are you asking?
I was wondering if you and him, if you were single.
I am. I've never really had a lot of time for relationships, unfortunately. What about you?
No, since I escaped, I haven't really had time for that like you.
I understand. And being alone isn't always easy. But let's talk about something else.
You said the General took you under his wing when you were really young. Don't you have a family?
My parents died when I was around 10, just after my brother disappeared. I'm an orphan.
How did it happen?
My mother had an accident at work. They said she was nowhere near as careful as she used to be, and my father became an alcoholic. He died just after he more or less put me in with a friend of his from the army, General Honor Grant.
And how did your brother disappear?
I don't know what happened. I was still really young. He was just a toddler, and one day he disappeared. My parents said he was kidnapped. It's a touchy subject. I'd rather talk about something else.
You've known the General for ages. What can you tell me about him?
He's an excellent strategist and a soldier at heart. Sometimes he's real strict, even hard, but he's always thinking about Aurora. He defends the Guild like it was his mother, and I defend him.
Oh, I see. You're like him in a way. What do you think about the Resistance's cause?
They're agitators. They only want chaos. The Guild is already teetering, and without a general, it would have fallen already. Sure, they're not as dangerous as the Technomancers, but they raise havoc, which is something we don't need right now.
Do you know this place well?
I came here with the General during the war. It's one of the most productive hydroponic sites in the region. I mean, it was. The war did a lot of damage to the installations, but it's still a key place for a guild. If it were restored, it'd be an incredible source of wealth.
What do you think about the Technomancers?
It seems difficult to generalize with you, but most of the ones I've met are unstable, egotistical, and hungry for power. But of course, I understand that with the training you get, and the gift that makes you different, it's gotta change the way you act.
You think I'm like them?
No. Probably because you left the source.
Or maybe I left the source because I wasn't like them.
True. I didn't look at it that way. Sorry if I insulted you.
You're a unique person, Devotion. Beautiful and, terrifying.
Why are you telling me that? Do you like me?
Yeah, I like you a lot. Does that upset you?
No, not at all. I'm not really used to that kind of thing. I like you too, but I don't think we should be talking about that here, do you?
I wanted to tell you something else. So that's it. A whole mess of pre-turmoil artifacts. Kind of explains the Technomancer's excitement.
So this place is a mine of knowledge for them. You're one of them. Do you know if they're interested enough in these relics to send in their best troops?
I'm not like them, Devotion, but yes, Absolutely. Places with as much stuff as this are rare. They can find things here to increase their power.
How?
With the knowledge they can get here, and also the fact I'm sure they're hoping to get new equipment. We can't use the fluid without this gear we're wearing, but we don't know how to make this sort of stuff anymore. You get it from places like this.
I see. We have to tell the General about this.
Can use his visit to get into the Technomancer's building and try to find out more.
Even if I was lucky to find a pass on the Technomancers I beat, it won't be easy to enter without being seen. But, I'll do my best.
We'll make it. This is a dangerous mission, but if I'm with you, I'll do my best to help.
You are a valuable employee, Devotion. Roy, you should take her with you. She'll be useful.
All right, we'll go together. It's true, your skills could come in handy.
With pleasure. Roy, please, don't kill him.
Why should I spare this son of a bitch? You see what he did here? What he's up to? You think the General would let him live?
I don't care about the General and what he'd do. He's my brother, Roy. He's all I've got left. I stayed with the General so I could keep an eye on him from a distance. Please.
Just because he's important to you, I won't kill him. But he better explain all the awful things going on around here, and never come back to the source again.
Yes. He'll tell everything, then go. Thank you, Roy. I won't forget this.
My sister. I didn't even know I had one, and here she comes and helps me. How fortunate.
Generosity, shut up. I am saving your life, so show a bit of gratitude. Tell us what's going on here.
If that's what you want, we're carrying out experiments for Wisdom, our beloved Dowser. He wanted us to find a way to stop a mutation. That's all I know. Now, here, the key to the cells. I guess the only thing left for me now is exile. So long, Devotion.
Roy, seeing as how we're alone right now, I wanted to tell you I find you really attractive, and I never met anyone who was really interested in me. I really like you. Really. And as we're gonna have to leave for battle soon, I'd like to spend some time with you.
Come here.
If you're ready, we can go right away. But I suggest you settle any business you have first. We won't be coming back here.
All right, I'm with you. I'd like Devotion to come with us.
You haven't developed an attachment to my faithful shadow, have you? I don't blame you. She's very effective. All right, fine. Let's go.
So we're right next to meeting the Dowser in his madness.
It's all come down to this. Listen, I'd rather you stayed out here. I need to go in with the General alone.
Roy, I served the General for years. I spied for him. Sometimes I killed for him. I understand that you're not sure about me, but he's the one you should be careful of. Honor is a cold man. He never backs down if he thinks he can help his idea of the guild. And power. Be careful.
I know guys like him, Devotion, but thanks for the warning.
You let my brother go. I'll never forget that, Roy. I still owe you a life.
Honor. And a Technomancer. You said you hated them. Not that it really matters. I suppose I was sure you'd end up finding out and coming here full of righteous anger.
You betrayed Aurora, its people, and its ideals. You betrayed us all, and you even betrayed yourself. The people were everything for you, but you let the Technomancers do the unspeakable. Why? To be cured? You're not just afflicted, Wisdom. You gave in to madness solely to save your life and your power.
Because you and your honor are beyond its call? The truth, my friend, is that you are like all the others. The only thing you see is the mutation, and it disgusts you. And yet, am I not a hero? Have you forgotten our battles and our victories? Did you know that when I returned from Greenhope, I discovered I had patches of diseased flesh? What was I to do? At the time, I thought only of the Guild. Without my ability to unite the Technomancers and the militia, Abundance would have won. And that made me afraid. Can you truly blame me for this?
You risked letting Aurora fall to pieces to save yourself. You ruined everything for that. What would happen if news of your condition got out? If everyone found out you're a mutant? Yes, you disgust me. But not for the reasons you think. You're going to die, Wisdom. But no one will know of your secret. For Aurora. Goodbye. Roy. I'm sorry. I didn't think he would dare admit to why he did what he did. I don't have a choice now, if I want to keep this a secret.
Before you go and do something stupid, I suggest you think twice. I've been keeping a diary, a habit I picked up from a young man who sees more clearly than people think. I gave the diary to people who won't hesitate for a second to make it public if anything happens to me or my friends. But it'd be a shame if some of your secrets came to light. That won't happen if you let us go. You want power just as much as wisdom, but I don't really give a shit. Like I told you, I wanted revenge on the Technomancers and to make sure they didn't keep power. And I'm sure you'll be great at stopping them. For the rest...
Go, Roy. Go quickly. Go far and never come back. I'll respect our agreement. Goodbye.
I have to say that the General has started a cleansing campaign, and all the criminals and people a bit suspect are systematically arrested. He'll rebuild Aurora according to his vision. Oddly enough, I have the impression that our guild is going to start to resemble Abundance. More aggressive, a police state. That should make Devotion happy. Stubborn and apparently faithful as she is, she continues to serve the General through clenched teeth. Poor girl. He'll definitely need her. One thing's for sure, Abundance is nowhere near ready to give up, and the Resistance, even though they're being hunted, is still growling in the city slums. Aurora should be able to face anything with a man like that leading it. As for me, because I have to leave the capital, I've decided to join Innocence.